Welcome to the Museum of Plastic.
For decades, warnings about climate change and biodiversity loss were largely ignored. It seemed almost impossible. This is a hologram of the now extinct emperor penguin and its chick. There were once millions of these majestic birds, their colonies living in great cities of ice. As their homes melted faster than even the most dire predictions, they were one of too many species that did not survive the 21st century. The release of one of the most harrowing pieces of VR footage from the 21st century would change things though. One of the last wild emperor penguins was seen trying to save its chick from a plastic beer ring. This was a tipping point for concern that had been mounting for decades, and the public mobilised like never before. Instead of focusing on the penguins, campaigners made a surprising move. They told the story of the plastic beer ring. They told the story of the birth of plastics, its growth and dominance in the marketplace. They told the story of the detrimental side effects and its impact on thousands of species. But they also told a story of billions of people changing their mindsets and behaviours in order to heal the world.
Welcome to the Museum of Plastic 2121. The Environment Wing is now open. please head towards the triangular doorway to find out more about the impact that plastic has had on our environment.
For decades, warning Already in the 1950s, soon after plastic production exploded, word was that plastic was being ingested by sea turtles. By the 1960s, researchers had documented plastic in the stomachs of seabirds. By 2021, the seas were dirty, polluted and toxic, with uncountable pieces of plastic in the ocean. Already by the 1950s, not long after plastic production exploded, word was out that plastic was being ingested by sea turtles. By the 1960s, researchers had documented plastic in the stomachs of seabirds. By 2021, the seas were dirty, polluted and toxic, with uncountable pieces of plastic in the ocean. The emblem for this was what would become known as the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, 80,000 tonnes of plastic in an area of almost 2 million square kilometres, 3 times the size of France. Much of the plastic in the ocean were large, familiar products. Early activists pointed out what they called the Dirty Dozen, a group of single-use items common before they were phased out in the 2020s. Bottles, bottle lids, glow sticks, crisp packets, sweet wrappers, plastic straws, cotton swabs, lollipop sticks, cigarette lighters, fishing lines and plastic bags. The oceans do a lot of work for us, not least absorbing carbon dioxide. The secret to the ocean's carbon sink is invisible to the naked eye. Phytoplankton are tiny plants at the base of the oceanic food chain who turn CO2 into oxygen with photosynthesis, just like plants on land. They're so small you could fit 1,000 in a millimetre. Zooplankton are tiny aquatic microorganisms which eat the
mostly
phytoplankton.
single-celled organisms.
Things about climate change and biodiversity loss were largely ignored. It seemed almost Take a look at Dirty Nature's iconic mixed media painting. Created in 2021, this mural is an early example of work that lived both in the physical world, in South Africa, and in the 3D virtual world. Created to start a community conversation about our throwaway ways, it depicts the plastic-filled landscape of